welcome back to the Voices Speak Forever podcast. Today's grief story will be about Freesia by Megan Wiz, 101. Freesia was my 9, almost 10-year-old golden Labrador retriever. She was my service dog for 7.5 years, but like most traditional pets, she was my best friend and a very big part of my family. We grew up together and had a bond that was very special. I got her when I was 14, and I turned 22 this year. It's definitely true what they say. Time flies when you're having fun. We graduated high school together and had recently started going to college. Like most labs, she loved her food. Apples, peanut butter, and pumpkin were some of her favorites. One Halloween, she even ate the face off of one of my carved pumpkins. She also loved tennis balls, rolling in the snow, and more than anything, she loved people. She had the biggest heart and loved everyone, but she always knew that I was her girl, and she took very good care of me till the very end. I had family members die before my dog passed, so I naively thought that I had a pretty good understanding of grief, but boy, was I wrong. On the day before she died, we had a normal morning and afternoon. That night, she suddenly got very sick. It was like a switch had flipped. One minute she was fine, the next moment she was struggling. Despite everything we did to get her the help she needed, Frisia unfortunately died the following afternoon. She was laying in her favorite corner of the kitchen and surrounded by the people who loved her the most. It was peaceful, but of course, a shock to all of us. As my service dog, she went everywhere with me and gave me independence and the ability to do so many things that were hard for me to do before. Out of her service dog duties, she played a huge role in my family's life and brought joy to so many people. The initial response to her death from friends and family was great, but eventually, flowers die, sympathy cards stop coming, and messages saying, "I'm sorry for your loss," aren't a regular occurrence anymore. That whirlwind of love, sadness, and support following the death of a loved one comes and goes fast. And after a few weeks, I felt like I was expected to get back to normal. The world moves on, and understandably so. People around you can't stop everything just because you've lost a loved one. All I wanted to do was talk about her, but I also didn't want to burden anyone with my grief. Over the past 6 months, I've written a lot about her. It's helped to distract myself from her absence, which I feel every day. In order to distract myself further, I started working on a scrapbook containing my favorite photos of her and the stories I've written down. Nothing will be the same without her anymore, and that's been the hardest thing to accept. I just miss her so much.